Hey, it's Jackie Eister Songistry coming to you live from Indianapolis, Indiana. And I have with me George Martinez. Hi, George. How are you?
Hi, Jackie. How's everything going?
Good, good, good. Real good. Can't complain. So, since the last time that I've talked to you, how have you been doing anything new in the studio or have anything that you'd like to let everybody know?
Well, I've been learning some new songs, solo acoustic songs, because that's mainly what I'm trying to stick to right now. As far as performing, is just playing acoustic solo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a little bit of some John Mayer and some Arlo Guthrie, and some Amos Lee. I was working on the Amos Lee song too. So I'm just learning little songs here and there, acoustic solo stuff.
Yeah, Amos Lee.
Yeah, you ever heard of Amos Lee?
No, I don't
He's
think.
great. He's an acoustic musician. He plays a lot of good stuff. You should try it and listen to him. Pull him up on YouTube or something, and I'm pretty sure you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna write that down. So the last time I had talked to you, I had been playing your songs, and they seemed to get a really good response. So I'm seeing here that you had given me a new song. Can you tell me a little bit about it, the name, and tell me a little bit about the song?
The song that I gave you today, it's a song called Woodlawn Lake. And it's a song that, it's a rhythm and blues tune, and my cousin Robert James Martinez, he actually wrote the lyrics for this song.
Oh.
He came over to my house one day, and we were talking. He says, "Hey, I got these lyrics. Tell me what you think." And I'm like, "Hey, that sounds like a pretty good little blues tune," because it's, everything kind of fit into like a blues riff.
Mm-hmm.
So, one day I was just listening to it, and I was reading them, and I just came up with a little riff in the beginning, and I just took off on it. And the song is actually about here in San Antonio, 4th of July celebration, and it's kind of fitting because the 4th of July is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lake in just north of downtown. It's pretty close, fairly close. It's called Woodlawn Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a gigantic lake, it's good enough. It's good size. Every year, every 4th of July, they have a party there. They have fireworks display, food booths, and everybody brings their own drinks and stuff, and it's a lot of fun there, and a lot of families get together. They have stages and music. It's a lot of fun. It's a good little place to hang out on the 4th of July.
Really? Not to cut you off or anything, but you don't really hear too much of that anymore. Every now and then, I hear about, I'm going to play a stage here and we're doing this and we're doing that. But to actually, bring a community together like that with, I've not heard of anything like that, since I was probably 16, 17, 18 years old, where, people gather like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that around here. Of course, they have the fiesta every year,
mm-hmm.
and then they have all kinds of events everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's music and food and dancing and the drink.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've heard about Texas and the drink.
You got to have the drink,
Yeah, yeah. Now, I didn't get to ask you last time I talked to you. Do you play Spanish guitar or anything like that?
Not really. I grew up, listening to rock and roll, and I play a little bit of it. As far as Spanish, I kind of try to play it a little bit, but it's quite difficult.
Really?
Yeah, it's Spanish guitar, flamenco type of guitar. You have to be almost classically trained to play that stuff.
Yeah, I really love flamenco. Really,
yeah, so I took the easy road.
I learned rock and roll.
Yeah. Being self-taught, it's kind of hard to teach yourself classical music.
I can definitely see that right there. But no, because listening to your music, and my mom said to tell you hello. She said her name is Linda Rikes, and she loves your music. Oh my Lord.
Well,
she drove me nuts. She's like, Jacqueline, she said, where do I go to get this? How do I do it? I got on the phone and I punched it. You told me to do it. And I went there and I couldn't get it to do it. I said, Mom, I'll call you back. It'll be all right. Well, can I keep listening to these songs? And I'm like, yes, Mother, just keep listening to them. She said, oh, okay. She said, but I can't own them. I said, not yet. Let me find out how you're going to own them. And she goes, oh, okay. So she was all excited because she really, really, and I was surprised because, well, I can't really say I'm surprised. Let me take that back. I had a feeling that she would take to your music because of the era of the sound of the music. We'll just put it that way.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she just fell in love. She's like, oh my gosh, where do I get? And Jacqueline. And I said, well, let me tell George. And she said, oh, please tell him. You tell him I'm his fan. And I said, okay, because I've been lucky enough that most of the people that I've had interviews with, she's like, oh, I'm definitely their fan. Oh, I'm loving this. But I was really, I had a feeling that out of all of them, I knew she'd take to yours because the music that you play is exactly what she used to listen to. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So, and I was like, that's really cool, Mom. And she goes, oh, yeah, just tell him I'm his fan. I said, okay, I'll let him know. So you got your Jersey fan now.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Well, I'm sure you got quite a few because,
all over.
Yeah, did you see, I mean, your plays started like doubling there for a while, and I was like, wow. So I went in, and I did see a lot of people from the East Coast that had signed on, and you couldn't exactly tell exactly where it was going, but you kind of had, when you looked at the stats all across the board, pretty much where they were all coming from. And I did have some people from Texas, but basically I was getting them from the East Coast and here in the Midwest.
Well, that's pretty neat.
So
I've also received requests on my music page on Facebook. I've received them from South America.
Hey,
and there's people in South America that are actually listening to the music.
Mm-hmm.
From Brazil and Sao Paulo. I don't know how to say that. I can't pronounce that.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
I was really surprised when some radio stations have reached out to me from that area, and asked me to try if they could play my music and stuff. I thought that was really neat.
Oh, George, that's awesome. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's lots to tell.
Dude, anytime you accomplish something like that, I mean, come on, that's to tell. That's to tell you're to email me, text me, or something. So I can enjoy and glow in the moment with you. But anyway, getting back to the music, so you're working on new stuff in the studio, and it's acoustic based. Anything else?
Yeah, right now as far as the studio, I have about 12 original tunes that I'm still working on. I mean, I have all the music down and everything. I just need to so I have some lyrics, but those take a while to come to me. I tend to get very descriptive with them.
Uh-huh.
I really get into my lyrics,
Yeah.
So those take a little bit longer, but I have at least 12 songs that I'm kind of ready to almost put out. Maybe by next year, maybe next summer.
Well, I really enjoyed Woodlawn Lake. I was really shocked because to me, it's different from what I heard with your other music. It has a total different,
different
did a left instead of a right, and it's great. I thought it was really great, and I was shocked because it has such that really bluesy, like you'd hear in that old a Texas type of blues that you would hear.
Yeah,
and
that's that's kind of what it is, of course.
Well, yeah, you being from Texas, but no, they have a distinct sound. Like, all blues is different. I don't care. Chicago blues sounds different from New York blues. New York blues sounds totally different from Philly blues. And Philly will sound different from Georgia blues. Everybody has their own distinct sound. And I really liked what you did. I mean, because it has that real heavy, it just reminds me of Stevie Ray, Yeah,
well, Stevie Ray was very popular in San Antonio, of course. I guess because he was from the Austin area, so he was really popular around here. He was very influential.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, I love Stevie Ray Vaughan coming up, so, I listened to a lot of his stuff, but it reminded me a lot of what you guys were doing.
Also, I used to listen to a lot of 70s rock back then, like a lot of 70s boogie blues band, like, Cactus, Foghat, bands like that. And that's another influence that song brought out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With your music, you can't really pick certain things out. I can't. Now, usually I can, but because you're the types of music that you like, you've actually blended so well, you can almost not tell because you have your own sound. You know what I mean? You don't sound like anybody else that I've heard.
Oh, cool.
Well,
that's good to hear, because that's what the whole plan was.
Well, yeah, you want to sound like you, not anybody else.
Right.
Come on. So, but anyway, no, I really enjoyed listening to it. And, I always listen to Another Day and Choppy Seas. And when I get a chance to get on to, one of your channels or that you have your music on, I'll let that go and listen to it. And you can hear a lot of different influences, but I just can't peg them. That's all.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
If you have any questions on those, just ask, and I'll tell you where it came from.
We'll save that one for next time. But what I'm going to do is, that I'm getting you up on all the sites, and the interview and stuff will be up Friday. The new one will be up Friday. But I'm also going to put it out on all my sites, in which it's also going to be listed on LinkedIn. So it'll just say, George Martinez interview update, and then the link for them to go to listen to the interview and the music. Cool. And
if anybody wants to hear any more music from that album, it's also on Spotify. It's on iTunes, or it's at if you want to get the CD, it's at cdbaby.com.
Okay.
Or Amazon.com. There's a lot of places online where you can find it.
Okay. What I'll do is...
and it's also on YouTube, of course.
Yes. But what I'll try to do is I'll try to get some links up underneath of it. Sometimes with the programs, they don't allow you to put like a bunch of links. So what I try to do is find one and then just post it to it.
Oh, that's good.
Because what I'm doing is I'm doing blocks of music. I'm not running them all together anymore. So you're going to have your own block. It'll be George Martinez, your interview, and then your music, and that's your rock block. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so if you want to take it, you want to put it on your page, it'll be just you. And it'll add to your plays, and, So,
oh, that's neat.
Yeah, I thought about it, and actually William and I had talked about that, and he had said, maybe you should think about breaking that up a little bit, because, then people can, and actually it worked out for the best, because now there were people that had, a lot more plays than they did before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it kind of evens it out, and I think it gives individuality to each person, and that way they can take it, put it on their site, and, hey, this is me, this is my interview. This is what I can do, here's my songs.
Oh, that's good, that's good. Yeah, because, I don't know if somebody would want to hear the whole interview before they get to theirs, or, fast forward it,
Well, yeah.
They get to hear their piece, yeah.
Right. And, you know, the
That was
thing
good,
was,
yeah.
is, yeah. And I think it actually appealed to more people. And I got a lot of compliments on it. And, you know, they thought that, you know, even though they laughed, they said, Jackie, you're just kind of what they call unconventional. And you know, and I said, well, I'm goofy and that's just me. And, you know, I want to learn about the artist and everything. It kind of makes me understand their music more. And it's not just me. It's a lot of people feel that way. You know what I mean? You connect better to the artist once you've heard them speak about their music and why they wrote a certain song, and it actually helps you connect to them more. Well, I know what that feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, instead of unconventional, maybe they could call it original.
very much, I am an original piece, work of art. I am the only one. So, but anyway, George, I won't keep you too long. Thank you very much for coming back and interviewing with me and talking about the new music and stuff. And I can't wait for you to bust out all the new tunes. I think it's going to be really cool. And I'm hoping you're going to let me be the one to put those out, because I'd really like that if you do that.
It's going to be another fun album with a bunch of different genres on there again.
Well, hey, I think it's wonderful. I really do, because, you know, like I've said so many times before, and actually you and I talked about punk jazz.
You remember that, huh?
Yeah, I do. So, you know, I mean, each person is really, you know, the bands, each ones that I've actually had the chance to interview have been so unique in what they're doing. I mean, they pull from all the, you know, the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, especially the 80s. The newer bands are pulling from heavy metal and thrash, and, you know, they're making their own sound. And it's weird because, you know, you think about it, and it makes me feel young again, because I'm like hearing this stuff like I was 16 years old again. You know what I mean? Hearing Deep Purple and to me, that's what it felt like. You know what I mean? Hearing these newer bands. And I love them. I love every type of music. And, you know, I look forward to helping everybody, you know, get their stuff out there, you know? So.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad you're doing that for everybody.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy it. So what we're going to do is I am going to be playing Another Day by Mr. George Martinez. Choppy Seas,
Actually,
which is...
Oh, you're going to play all three of them? Okay,
Oh,
cool.
yeah, yes. I'd like to play all three. Actually, I'm going to be starting out the 3-song set with Woodlawn Lake. That's going to be the first one. That's the newest one. And I really want you to hear that. That is awesome. And then Another Day. And Choppy Seas is an awesome instrumental. So you guys take care. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me and George. And George, thank you very much for coming back and being with me and helping me promote your music.
Sure, it's my pleasure, and thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, hon. And again, this is Jackie Eister Songistry saying good night. You guys have a good one, and I will see you soon. Don't forget, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Thank you. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
I'm gonna woodlawn lake.
Ah, yes, that was Mr. George Martinez with Woodlawn Lake, Choppy Seas, and Another Day. Actually, wait a minute, that would be Woodlawn Lake, Another Day, and Choppy Seas was the last one you heard. That awesome instrumental. Again, thank you so much for listening and passing us along. We seem to be doing pretty well for our little podcast once a week. Again, please help support all the artists. You can find George's music in Spotify, and you can also follow him through, if you look him up on Google, you can find more stuff that he has. But I can't wait. I'm excited because he's working on a new album right now in the studio, and of course he's going to let us be the first to hear a couple of songs off of it. So I'm excited. And again, thank you very much, and thank you, George, for sharing your beautiful music with us. And thank you to all the artists that have entrusted me with playing their music. I hope I can do well by you. And again, to you listeners, please and let them know how much you enjoy their music. And all the radio stations and online stations, contact these guys and find out if you can play their music. I think it would really help a lot with getting their name out. Again, thank you. This is Jackie Eister Songistry, and I say good night to you, and thank you for all for listening.